before you continue, I need you to understand something. This is not just a message. This is a story about 4 different lives, 4 different struggles, and one Savior who never left them. If you are feeling abandoned right now, this first chapter is for you. And before we begin, subscribe and stay until the end, because what Jesus reveals will change how you see your entire season. Maria sat on the edge of her bed at 2:17 a.m., staring at the ceiling, whispering, "Jesus, where are you?" Her husband had just walked out 3 months ago. The silence in her house was louder than any argument. Bills were stacking up. Her faith felt thinner than ever before. He leaned against the wall, sliding down to the cold tile floor. "Jesus, I thought you've healed people." In another part of town, Aisha was staring at a rejection email. Another opportunity gone, another door closed. "Maybe I'm just not chosen," she whispered. And then there was Elijah, a worship leader who had once filled rooms with faith, now struggling with doubt. He barely recognized himself. Did I just imagine all of it? He thought. For lives, for breaking points. And in each room, though unseen, Jesus was there. He was not absent in Maria's silence. He was not distant in Daniel's hospital hallway. He was not ignoring Aisha's rejection. He was not disappointed in Elijah's doubt. Jesus does not leave when faith feels weak. He steps closer. Maria didn't know that her husband's departure was the beginning of her spiritual awakening. Daniel didn't know that the diagnosis would become his testimony. Aisha didn't know that rejection was protection. Elisha didn't know that doubt was refining his calling, because what feels like abandonment is often preparation. Jesus was working behind every closed door, right? What happens next will reveal how, but what none of them knew was that heaven had already shifted something in their favor. And when you hear what Jesus was doing behind the scenes, you will understand why your silence never meant absence. Continue. Part 2. What Jesus was doing behind closed doors. If you've ever asked, "Jesus, why aren't you moving?" this part will answer you. While Maria cried, Daniel feared, Aisha questioned, and Elijah doubted, Jesus was orchestrating something unseen. We often look at our lives through a narrow lens, focusing only on what's immediately visible. We see the struggles, unanswered prayers, the closed doors. But what if a divine architect was meticulously crafting a masterpiece behind the scenes? What if the silence wasn't absence, but preparation? Maria found herself in profound despair. Bills piled up, job search fruitless, hope a distant memory. She cried out to Jesus, wondering why her pleas seemed to fall on deaf ears. Yet, in her darkest hour, Jesus was not idle. He was moving with a quiet, intricate touch. The next week, Maria received a phone call, a job opportunity she never applied for. A friend she hadn't spoken to in years had recommended her. Provision began quietly, a gentle stream flowing into her parched life, proving that even when we feel forgotten, His care is constant and precise. Then there was Daniel, facing a terrifying medical diagnosis. Fear was a suffocating blanket, stealing his sleep and his peace. He prayed for healing, for a miracle, for the fear to simply vanish. But the fear persisted, and Daniel questioned, "Where are you, Lord?" Yet, in the midst of his turmoil, Daniel noticed something unexpected: peace. Not denial, but a profound, inexplicable calm that settled deep within his spirit. Even the nurses noticed it. This wasn't a peace born of circumstance, but a supernatural peace, a testament to Jesus strengthening him from within, proving that his presence is a sanctuary even in the storm. Aisha, a vibrant young woman with big dreams, found herself at a crossroads. Discouraged by repeated rejections and setbacks in her career, she felt lost and purposeless. Seeking to fill her time, she decided to volunteer at a small community center. It felt like a detour, a step away from her grand ambitions. But that decision, born of a quiet prompting, introduced her to the person who would open the biggest door. An opportunity that far surpassed anything she had initially envisioned. Jesus was not ignoring her dreams. He was rerouting her, building a stronger foundation, proving that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from unexpected paths. And Elijah, a gifted musician, felt the weight of unfulfilled expectations. He poured his heart into his music, but recognition and opportunities seemed to elude him. He saw others rise, while he remained in the shadows, feeling overlooked and unheard. One evening, he sat alone in the church sanctuary, playing softly on the piano. His fingers danced across the keys, a melody of longing and doubt. A vulnerable moment, Jesus whispered with a gentle, undeniable clarity. Your calling was never about applause. It was always about my presence. It was a profound reorientation, a liberation from the need for external validation, proving that true purpose is found in intimacy with Him, not in the accolades of the world. You see, Jesus was building them in private. He was not absent. He was active. He was not silent. He was speaking in ways they hadn't yet learned to hear. Breakthrough built without foundation collapses. Jesus strengthens before He promotes. He cultivates character, deepens faith, and refines purpose in the hidden seasons. Prepares the vessel before pouring out the blessing. And in your life right now, something is aligning, even if you can't see it. There are conversations happening about you that you know nothing about. Divine appointments being set, favor being spoken into existence, hearts being softened, people being prepared to support you, to open doors for you, resources being positioned, opportunities, finances, wisdom, all strategically placed, prayers being answered in motion, not always in the way you expect, but perfectly for your journey. The delay was not denial. The delay was divine timing. It was a period of preparation, of strengthening, of alignment. And then something shifted. The quiet work culminates in a powerful manifestation. The unseen becomes seen. The waiting turns into breakthrough. Trust the process, for Jesus is always working, always orchestrating, always preparing you for the abundance that is to come. Maria, who had spent years feeling defined by her marital status, her worth seemingly tied to another, found her small, unassuming job blossom. It wasn't just stable income, it was a foundation. With each task, each small success, she discovered a strength she never knew she had. Despair was a constant companion. Yet, in the quiet moments of his suffering, he had encountered a profound peace, a peace that transcended his physical pain. He had found solace in prayer, a deep assurance that his spirit was secure. Then, the impossible happened. His test results came back with unexpected, undeniable improvement. Even the most seasoned doctors were puzzled, shaking their heads in disbelief. But Daniel wasn't. He knew he'd already encountered peace before healing, and now healing was simply a testament to that enduring peace. Aisha, after pouring her heart and soul into a project only to face crushing rejection, felt her dreams shatter. The sting of failure was sharp, leaving her questioning her abilities and her path. But that rejection became a redirection. She was invited to speak at a small, local community event, a chance she almost dismissed. Yet, she spoke from her heart, sharing her journey of overcoming. That speech, born from vulnerability and truth, resonated deeply. It went viral in her community, then beyond, opening doors she never imagined. The very rejection that had crushed her had, in fact, redirected her to her true purpose, a platform to inspire thousands. And Elijah, who had once led worship with a focus on performance, on perfecting every note and every movement, had stepped away, burned out, and disillusioned. He returned to leading worship, but differently, less performance, more presence. His music wasn't about impressing, it was about inviting, played and sang with a raw, authentic vulnerability that drew people in. The congregation didn't just clap, they cried. They didn't just listen, they encountered Jesus. Elijah realized that the power wasn't in his skill, but in his surrender. Each of them, in their own unique journey, realized something profound. The season that felt like breaking was actually building. As every moment of struggle, every tear shed, every silent prayer whispered was a brick laid, a foundation strengthened. Jesus does not waste pain, he redeems it. He takes our broken pieces and weaves them into a masterpiece of grace and purpose. But victory carries responsibility, as the blessings they received were not just for them, they were a trust. This blessing tests character more than hardship ever could. Prosperity can blind, comfort can soften, and success can breed pride. And what Jesus warned them next might be the most important lesson of all. When blessing becomes a test, many people survive hardship, but few survive promotion. This is where Jesus speaks directly. We often pray for blessings, for breakthroughs, for elevation. We yearn for a season of abundance. When those blessings arrive, they are often met with joy, relief, and gratitude. But what if the blessings we seek become the crucible for our deepest tests? What if the elevation we achieve exposes vulnerabilities we never knew existed? This is the profound truth many discover on their journey of faith. The wilderness can forge resilience, but the promised land can test humility. Adversity builds character, but ease of success can erode it. Our true spiritual mettle is revealed. Consider Maria. For years, she carried the heavy burden of a painful past, woven with betrayal and disappointment. She survived hardship, emerging stronger, but scarred. Then came her blessing, a new community, a loving family, and a satisfying career. Yet, with this promotion, a subtle temptation arose to grow bitter toward her past, to hold on to resentment, to let the shadows of yesterday taint the sunshine of today. In quiet moments, when joy felt fragile, Jesus whispered forgiveness, a gentle invitation to release the chains. Through prayer, Maria learned true freedom wasn't just surviving, but letting go, allowing grace to heal. Her blessing became a test of her capacity for unconditional love and release. Then there was Daniel. He battled a relentless addiction, a dark shadow that haunted his life for years. He stumbled and rose again, surviving the brutal hardship of relapse and recovery. His blessing came in sustained sobriety, a renewed purpose, and the trust of those he loved. But with this stability, a different fear crept in, the fear of relapse, constant anxiety. One wrong step could send him spiraling back into the abyss. His blessing became a test of faith. It was then that Jesus whispered trust. Trust not in his own strength, but in the unwavering power of the one who had set him free. Daniel learned to lean into divine grace, understanding his sobriety was a sustained gift, protected by love. Aisha, a gifted artist, toiled in obscurity for years, pouring her heart into her craft with little recognition. She endured rejection and self-doubt. Her blessing arrived in a sudden surge of fame. Her art was discovered, celebrated, and sought after. The world applauded her talent. But with this promotion came the insidious temptation to chase fame, to let accolades define her worth, to compromise her artistic integrity for wider appeal. Her blessing became a test of her core values. In the midst of the clamor, Jesus whispered humility. He reminded her that her gifts were from Him, meant for His glory, not her own. Aisha learned to create from deep gratitude and service. True fulfillment came from her Creator. Her influence grew, but her heart remained grounded. And Elijah, a dedicated leader, built a ministry from the ground up, navigating challenges. He survived hardship of meager resources and slow growth, faithfully serving a small community. His blessing was a dramatic expansion. His ministry exploded, reaching thousands. Yet, with this promotion came the subtle temptation to measure success by numbers again, to prioritize growth metrics over genuine connection, to lose sight of individual souls. His blessing became a test of his priorities. In overwhelming responsibility, Jesus whispered intimacy. He called Elijah back to the heart of his calling, to shepherd, to love, to connect deeply, just as Jesus himself did. True impact wasn't about the crowd, but the depth of relationship, fostering genuine spiritual growth, one soul at a time, because pride can undo what pressure built. The qualities forged in adversity can be eroded by the intoxicating allure of success. When we attribute blessings solely to our own efforts, we become vulnerable. But Jesus sustains what humility protects. In acknowledging our dependence, our blessings become foundations of greater purpose rather than pitfalls of pride. Maria, Daniel, Aisha, and Elijah each learned this profound lesson. They gave glory where it belonged. Damn breakthroughs, promotions, and blessings were not endpoints, but new beginnings, new opportunities to deepen their faith and demonstrate God's grace. As they stayed grounded, their influence grew. Not for fame, but for faith. Their lives became living testimonies, beacons of hope. People began asking questions. How did you make it through? What is the secret to your peace? How do you remain so grounded when everything around you is soaring? Each of them, without hesitation, pointed to one name: Jesus. They didn't claim personal genius or strength. They shared how Jesus met them, whispered truth, and sustained them. Ending hook: the most powerful moment wasn't their breakthrough. It was when someone else, watching their story, seeing their humility, witnessing their unwavering faith, decided to trust Jesus too. It was the ripple effect of a life lived in surrender, a blessing transformed into a testimony, and that is where this becomes personal. Their stories are reflections of the journey we all walk. What blessing in your life is currently testing your faith? What promotion is challenging your humility? What whisper is Jesus offering you in this very moment? The invitation is always there, to turn your blessings into a testament of His enduring grace. Continue. This is not just Maria's story. It's not just Daniel's, not just Aisha's, not just Elijah's. This is yours. This is the story of every heart that yearned for more, every soul that felt the weight of the world, and every spirit that has sought solace in the divine. It is a testament to a love that transcends time, a presence that defies distance, and a power that conquers all. If you are in the silence, know this: Jesus is present. He is not a distant observer, but an intimate companion. In the stillness, He is there, listening to the unspoken prayers of your heart, holding you in His unwavering embrace. He is the peace that settles the storm within, the gentle whisper that reminds you of His enduring love. His presence fills the void, transforming barren silence into sacred space. It's a sanctuary where you can truly meet Him. If you are in the waiting, Jesus is working. He is not idle, nor has He forgotten you. Like a master weaver, He is meticulously crafting the threads of your life, preparing the path ahead, aligning circumstances for your ultimate good. Every delay, every closed door, every moment of uncertainty is part of His grand design. He is cultivating resilience within you, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for the blessings that are surely on their way. Trust in His timing, for His plans are always perfect, and His work is always for your flourishing. If you are under pressure, Jesus is preparing. He is refining you, shaping you, and equipping you for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. This pressure is not meant to break you, but to make you stronger, more resilient, and more radiant. He is revealing your hidden strengths, sharpening your resolve, and preparing you to step into the fullness of your calling. Embrace the process, for through it, you are being transformed into a vessel of His glory. If you are in the blessing, Jesus is sustaining. He is the source of every good and perfect gift, and His grace is the foundation upon which all your blessings rest. He is not only the giver, but also the sustainer, ensuring that your cup overflows and your spirit remains nourished. In moments of triumph, He reminds you of His faithfulness. Keeping your heart humble and your gaze fixed on Him, He empowers you to share your blessings, to be a conduit of His love and generosity, extending His kingdom through your abundance. His sustaining hand ensures that your blessings are not fleeting. He never left you. From the moment you first sought Him to this very breath you take, His presence has been constant. His love unwavering. The cross already declared your victory. It was there, on that rugged hill, that sin and death were defeated, and the ultimate triumph of love was secured. Your freedom was purchased, your redemption sealed, and your eternal destiny guaranteed. This victory is not something you strive for, okay? It is a gift already given, a truth already established. The resurrection already secured your future. It is the ultimate promise, the undeniable proof of life beyond death, okay? And the assurance that every tear will be wiped away. Because He lives, you too shall live. Your future is not uncertain. It is firmly anchored in His resurrection power. Hope is not a wish. It is a certainty, a vibrant reality waiting to unfold. Your season is turning. The old is passing away, and new beginnings are on the horizon. What felt like an ending, a closed chapter, a final curtain, is actually the beginning of something extraordinary. Like Maria, Daniel, Aisha, and Elijah, whose stories seem to reach an impasse only to reveal a divine redirection. Your narrative is being rewritten by the hand of God. Embrace the shift, for His plans for you are always good, always hopeful, and always leading to triumph. Before you leave, if this message spoke to you, if it resonated with the deepest longings of your soul, subscribe and stay connected, because this channel exists to remind you that Jesus is not distant. He is near. He is intimately involved in every detail of your life, closer than your very breath. Type "Jesus never left me" in the comments if you receive this word, if it ignites a spark of hope within you, and if you believe in His unfailing presence. And remember, what began in tears will end in triumph. Jesus is writing your story, a masterpiece of grace, resilience, and unwavering love. Amen.